Hello friends, I am Dr. Suhas Talmale and today we are going to discuss a very important problem in especially for the university students, graduation students or post-graduation students, and the problem is how to solve university exam paper properly. Many a times we go through each and everything. We read our subject thoroughly and we try to reflect the same knowledge in our examination paper also. But many a times we are unable to score good marks. Why is this so? That thing actually we are going to discuss. Here I have written a model or a typical type of question paper which generally most of the university follows this type of pattern, and you can see in most of the universities in one paper you have 4 units and generally the question paper is of 50 marks. Most of the time there are 5 questions, question number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and you can see question number 1 is completely on unit 1, question number 2 on unit 2, question number 3 on unit 3 and question number 4 on unit 4, while question number 5 is having a mixed type questions from all the 4 units. Means the weightage of every unit is equal. Even if you will lose one unit, you will lose that weightage of that unit, and that's why it is essential to go through all units. Then most of the time this is a model typical type of, as I have discussed, it's a typical type of question paper, not necessarily that your university will also have the same, but almost, because from that actually I am going to explain how to go for that. Now there will be one question of 10 mark or 5 marks 2 questions, and or it will have 4 questions of 2.5 marks, and out of that you have to solve one. This will belong to unit 1. Same is the case with unit 2, that is question 2, question 3, question 4. And you will see the question number 5, there is answer in 1 or 2 sentences that is there, and you will have 12 questions. Means from each unit you will have 3 questions, and out of that you have to solve any 10 out of these 12 questions, and that will carry 1 mark each. So because I have to answer just in 1 sentence, and in this way I will have a 10 mark on this question number 5 also. Now suppose question number 1, in question number 1 I have some problem, but question number 2 I can write well, then definitely I must go for question number 2 first. So I will select the question number 2 and will start explaining that. After solving that, I will see that question number 3 is, again I have a little bit problem in writing that answer, but there is question number 4. Why not? And question number 4 I can write very well, so I will immediately jump to question number 4. Then I will go for question number 5, where there are 10 questions, but out of the 10, if I have well-known answers of only 6 questions, I will solve these 6 questions. I will write their answers. Means what actually I have done, I have written the answers of those questions which I can do well. And now I will come back to question number 1, in which I was not able to write properly. But now I will spend my rest of the time in writing the answers of question number 1 and 3 or a few questions of question number 5. So what actually I will do, when my paper will come in front of the examiner for checking, he will always see those answers which are much better. So he will got a habit of doing right click, and because of that I will generate a goodwill in his mind about me. After that only I have spent time in those questions which I don't know properly. I have generated a goodwill in his mind by writing only those questions first which I can write well. Now this is about that. So not necessary to solve question number 1 first. So I have solved only those questions which I can write better. Then in case of big answers, suppose there is a big question, always take pencil first and write its points, because most of the time while writing a big answer we just take the pen and we start writing the answer, and in that we might forget most of the important points. This will create problem. And for just to avoid such a problems, what I will do, I will take pencil and I will write first the points just in 1 or 2 lines in 20 to 30 seconds. Or I can draw a block diagram, or I can draw a flowchart also, so that my points will be ready. Example of it, there is a very common question because I am a student of biochemistry, and that's why there is a very common question to the biochemistry or chemistry or biotechnology students, that is explain spectrophotometer. Even spectrophotometer is there to chemistry students and engineering students also. Now I have to explain this, and it's a one question of 10 mark. It's a big question. So, but I know the answer. But while writing, I might miss the point. So what I will do, I will first take pencil. And in spectrophotometer, there is a source of light. So what I have written, SOU. I haven't written SOURCE, complete source. I have written just SOU, means source. It's an indication that this is the first point. Second, wavelength selector. Wavelength, the symbol of wavelength is lambda. So I have written simply lambda. Cell means selector. There is a sample holder. I have written simply hold. In this way, detector, then amplifier. In this way, I have just written the points. Now, in source, you have UV light source and visible light source. In UV light source, you have hydrogen lamp and deuterium lamp. In visible light source, tungsten and carbon arc. So, what I am writing simply the points. Just like the lambda selector means wavelength selector is either it is the filter or monochromator or grating. Then holder can be of glass or quartz. Glass holders are generally circular and cylindrical, and quartz holders are generally rectangular. Photovoltaic cell is the first detector, photo tube and photo multiplier. What I have written just the points. Now, as the points are ready within 30 seconds, what I will do? Now, I will start explaining the answer. And the very first thing, I will write the definition of spectrophotometer or a general thing about spectrophotometer. What is it actually? Then, I will immediately come to the first point, that is source. And in source, I have all points ready. Then wavelength selector, all points are ready. Holder, all points are ready. Detectors, all points are ready. And I need to simply take one point and I have to explain it. In this way, my answer will fulfill all requirements of the examiner, as all points would have been covered. Instead of that, if I would have started without writing points, I might have missed any important thing. While writing the answer, I have to remember all points. While remembering or revising all points, I might spend my 10 minutes. Also, it will break the link of writing a long answer. Instead of that, if I will spend 20 to 30 seconds, I won't even say spend, I will invest 20 to 30 seconds before starting the answer. That will be really very helpful for completing this answer. Other than that, while writing big answers, always draw diagram first. And diagram should have its name at the bottom and it should be double underlined. If I will draw a diagram but won't write the name in any university exam, there is a rule that if name is not there, the examiner can give a cross and can give 0 mark. It means we will lose the marks of the diagram. Similarly, we have to label it properly, and label itself might include some description. So suppose I have a diagram and in that I have labeled it, and every label just besides every label I have written 1 or 2 points. Then my whole answer is ready with that diagram. Even while explaining this answer, if I have a diagram of the filter or I have a diagram of the monochromator, I will first draw the diagram and then I will write the description. And also the diagram's name will be there just at the bottom, because what we have to show the examiner that we have understood the subject well. So we are drawing the diagram, and by properly understanding the diagram, we are writing the description. Many times the student write the description first and then later on they draw the diagram at the end of the answer. This is wrong, because they will came to know that he might not have understood the subject well. So that creates a bad impression. Then, while writing big answers, always write in points and always leave one line between the 2 points. So suppose there is a big answer of 2 or 3 pages, and I will make, instead of writing it in paragraph, I will write in points. So I will prepare 25 points of it, and in between 2 points I will leave one line. Automatically my answer will become more spacious and it will look more clear. And other than that, while writing, if I will underline the important points, automatically what actually I am doing, I am making the work of the examiner easy. How? In any answer sheet, only points are given. The answer sheet from which the examiner is going to check your answer, only points are written there, and or even if answer sheet is not there, in his mind only points are there, that whether the students have covered these points, and if I have underlined each and every important point, each and every important word, automatically he will observe these points and he don't need to read the complete answer. And that's how we are going to make his work easy. Then this is all about while solving big answers. But other than that, before going to examination hall, the 2 or 3 days we keep on reading, but we don't write anything. Because of that can create problem. Because in the examination hall, as soon as the paper will come in front of us, we'll immediately hold a pen and start writing. We have left the habit of holding a pen from last 2 to 3 days. So what do I need? Just now I am going to leave the my home for examination. Before that, I will take a pen and I will write 10 to 20 sentences. Now my neurotransmission is ready to hold the pen and to write. Now I will go to the examination hall and I will start writing the paper. So as soon as I will pick up the pen, I have now the habit, my hand has the habit, my brain has the habit of writing it properly. This is extremely essential. Then this is all about how you are going to solve a paper properly. Other than that, you can see you have to refer 5-year question papers first. Yes, take out the last 5-year question papers and always see the repeated questions. Take out all the repeated questions. This is called focused or organized study. Because instead of reading everything, we have to go through everything, no doubt, because knowledge is the most important thing and we have to read each and every unit very thoroughly. But first I have to go through those questions which are generally repeated. So if these questions will be ready, definitely it will give me a good backup, and that's why it will give confidence. Also, learn basics of the subject first. Instead of only reading what is there in your syllabus, first read the basic. And then while preparing notes, always prepare the notes also in the form of points or flowchart or block diagram. So that you don't need to read a complete sentence, you just need to remember the points. Then work right from the first day and make a proper timetable and follow it strictly. That is extremely essential. Instead of wasting time here and there, give time to studies. Now, I have 6 months for my exam. Why should I study right from today? Okay, don't take it as you are reading something from the syllabus. Take it like you are reading something like a storybook. Make your own syllabus like a story and read it like a storybook. But this will happen only if you have interest in that subject. So what do we need is to first create an interest, or you should have interest in that subject right from the beginning. Don't follow others. If someone is having interest in a particular subject, don't follow that person because he is having his life. Your life is completely yours. Take your own decision. Think well. In what thing I have interest, and only follow that subject. Only go for that subject in which you are interested, because that is what is going to create a story out of that. Instead of reading syllabus, you will think that you are reading stories and you will those stories properly again and again, and thus most of the syllabus right from the first day of the semester you might have covered like stories, and stories are easy to remember and syllabus is not. Don't read outside the examination hall. There are many people you might have observed that outside the examination hall they keep on reading. This is what is wrong. Don't do that. Just read right from the beginning and make it properly. So if you think that this video is of any use, please subscribe our channel, like, and if you have any problem regarding any exam, please write on the comment box. A very small thing which I must tell you, that give only that much weightage to everything which is actually essential. Many students while writing this question number 5 which we have discussed, that answer in 1 or 2 sentences, but if they well know this question number 1, they keep on writing this question number 1 in 1 paragraph or 2 paragraph. Even if you write 3 paragraphs, you are going to get a single mark. So I don't need to go for writing paragraphs or drawing diagrams. If I know this well, then also I will only spend 1 or 2 minutes or write only 1 or 2 sentences, because I am going to get only a single mark in that. So instead of that, give more time to that thing which is having more marks. So this is how you have to solve the paper properly at the university level. Thank you.